Hey guys, my name is Nick and I'm with GaslawGuys.com and ShoppersChoice.com, and today we would like to do a little video for you to help you guys understand the difference between the various ignition types for gas log sets. And you have three options to choose from with reference to how you operate your gas log set. And those options could be match light, it could be safety pilot, sometimes it's referred to as manual safety pilot, or it could be remote control. Now please understand this, that not every single burner assembly is offered maybe with all three of those options. And the perfect example is with vent-free gas logs. Due to the safety mechanisms that are built in, they don't offer vent-free in a match light type of ignition. But again, just to kind of help you guys understand what we mean with reference to these ignition methods, what we like to do is just kind of let you folks take a look at a couple of items to demonstrate what we're talking about, and then we're going to follow up with actually a live demonstration of all three types of an ignition type. Starting is the match light. That's the simplest form of ignition, and to demonstrate this, what I've got for you is a vented burner assembly, just a very simple standard vented burner pan. And if one was to order a match light type of ignition, specifically with this burner, one would not receive with their log set any type of valve or any way to control the set both on and off and up and down. They wouldn't receive that with the log set. And what folks do as far as how they work the log set, they would have to use something outside of what would come with the log set to turn it on and off and up and down. Now most folks have one of these fireplace key valves where it's normally in the wall where you take and put the key in to twist it and turn it on and off and up and down. And this is the primary ignition when someone is using a match light gas log set. Now one can also purchase as an accessory to a match light set just a standard type of control valve, simply on and off, no fancies or anything like that. It can be purchased to just mount to the side of a match light set. And the reason why someone might do this, and this is something that I'm seeing more and more, is rather than the key valve installed in someone's home, it used to be that they were very commonly very close to the opening of the fireplace, where it would be simple for one person to take and get the key in place. You have nothing to light the set. You'd have to use one of those long barbecue lighters or the long fireplace matches. For someone whose key is far away from maybe the opening of the fireplace, they might choose to purchase one of these valves that I'm talking about that just mounts to the side of the log, the gas log burner itself. So when you're looking at match light, that's what we're talking about. Nothing installed or included with the log set to work the set on and off and up and down. The next step up is what we call manual safety pilot or safety pilot. And what that means is that you're going to have a control valve built on the side. This is your valve right here. And when you're looking at this burner, you're going to have a safety pilot that gets attached to the side of the burner. And what that means is that how you would operate your log set is with this control knob. And what you have is an on position, an off position, and a pilot position. And so here's how folks work that. They would either, people I'm sure probably leave the set in the off position all summer long. And then whenever the cooler times of the year come, they will take and put the unit with this knob from the off position to the pilot position. You have to manually light your pilot light. And what that means is that it's right here on this particular burner. You would have a standing pilot light. You would light the pilot in the pilot position. And then from there, with the standing pilot light lit, you can then turn the log set on and off with your control valve assembly. Now, this particular unit has this valve kind of built in with the burner. It's a little bit different of a burner. Some burners that are out there might come, if you get it safety pilot, with the safety pilot in a different box where they either attach to the side or build onto the side. But when you're looking at a safety pilot, that's what that means. You're going to have a knob on the unit where you can work the set on and off, up and down with your safety pilot. The third option that's available is remote control. And I would say that this is probably what most folks are interested in. And it's something that, not everybody quite understands what all is involved with remote control. The most common, just like your TV, just a handheld remote that would allow you to work the set without actually having to touch it. Now, there are a ton of different remotes. Some of them will only turn the log set on and off. Some of them will turn the log set on and off and up and down. And some of them are even fancier than that, where they operate these assemblies without a safety pilot. Most of the remote assemblies are still going to have a standing safety pilot that you have to light manually. And then from that, once you get it all set up and ready for the wintertime, then you can work it with the remote control. Like I say, there are some fancy ones that even don't have a safety standing pilot light. When you kick the on button, it lights the pilot and then lights the log set. People seem to be really drawn to that with reference to not wasting gas when you're not wanting to use the set, as well as those that are, maybe concerned about pets or kids or something like that. And so there's a world of remote control options that are available. Just to give you an example, what you're looking at right here is a remote control valve assembly, and that's something that I think some folks maybe don't quite understand, because it's not just a remote that you need to buy that all of a sudden you can work the set. The remote sends a signal, in most occasions, to something like this, which is a receiver box. The receiver box takes the signal from the remote control. You got these wires right here that then plug into a remote ready valve. For example, this would build onto the side of this burner assembly. So the receiver sends the signals to the remote ready valve and then tells the log set to either turn on, turn off, turn up, turn down. And I would say that's by far the most popular when we're talking about remote, but remote ready sets aren't just handheld remotes. What that actually means is that the log set can be controlled by something remote from the log set, and what that includes is a variety of different wall switches, just like your light switch in your home where you can walk to the switch, turn it on, turn it off, and it even gets into that there's a ton of different wall switches are available. In this category, the remote ready stuff, this is where you kind of get into your options for thermostatically controlled log sets, where you set a temperature and the set kicks on and kicks off. And so, there's a lot of different stuff in this remote ready category. And so, hopefully this kind of helps you guys get an understanding as far as, hey, which direction do I want to go and how do I want to work my log set. And what we're going to follow with this video is just a little simple demonstration of all three types of control options, an actual live burn, and I'll light them up for you. And hopefully this helps you guys in deciding which ignition method is best for you. Thank you. What we'd like to show you now is just a quick demonstration of a match light log set and how that actually lights up. A match light set, have to light this thing manually. With one of these long barbecue lighters or some long fireplace matches. You kind of light it like you would an old-timey, stove or what have you. And how you light it is you take and always get your flame going first, and you want to put your flame in position where the gas first comes into the burner. In this assembly it comes in on the left-hand side. So you get your flame going, put it on the left-hand side, which is again where the gas comes in, kind of towards the back. And then you just turn the gas on slow. Once you have it lit, all of the controls, again, with whatever valve that you have, so all the way up to, down to your lower settings. Alright guys, and now what we'd like to demonstrate with you folks is just a typical manual safety pilot type of ignition and control assembly. And we've got a burner, vented burner assembly set up here in our burn room for you with a typical safety pilot assembly. And so again, as we discussed, it's kind of that middle type of control. It's not as fancy as the capabilities that you have with something that is remote, where you can work it with either a handheld remote control or something like a wall switch, but it's also not as simple as the Matchlight, where you have no control. And so this again is just a particular safety pilot assembly, manual safety pilot. Whenever you've got your thermocouple and pilot flame lit and going, how you control your log set from there is all right here with the unit. And so it's as simple as that. You turn it from the pilot position to the on position, and then everything fires up. And so hopefully this helps give you folks a feel for how you would work your log set with a manual safety pilot. Alright guys, and finally an example of what we mean when we say remote control option. And again, what that means is that you will have the capabilities to operate your gas log set with something outside of the fireplace itself, and by far the most common is a remote control. And I guess I will say this, this seems to be the way that a lot of folks are deciding to go as far as operating the logs. And I will be honest with you, it's kind of neat, with the remote control option, being able to take and either flip a switch on the wall or work one of many types of different remotes. But that's what we mean when we say remote control option.